Time for a big gulp, 7-Eleven. The Taj Mahal in Agra, India, is considered the jewel of Muslim art. It was built by Mughal Emperor Shah Jahan in memory of his favorite wife Mumtaz Mahal. The symbolism of the Muslim, East Indian influence, evidenced through colors and shapes, can be seen in the logo of one of the largest retail entities in the world, that of the 7-Eleven convenience chain, and in turn, this symbolism extends to the World Trade Center layout and the 11 western United States. To enhance the subliminal suggestion already established through the colors of India and 7-Eleven, the owners of 7-Eleven franchises are predominantly of East Indian or Pakistani heritage. This information must be read with the realization that time and space are not real. The 7-Eleven logo, the World Trade Center building layout, and the borders of the 11 western states have been on the Luciferian design board since the illusion began. The name 7-Eleven has little to do with the hours that the convenience stores remain open, from 7 to 11. These numbers have everything to do with the number 7 on the first clock face, the number of completion, and number 11, on the first clock face, or the number of death. The name, 7 to 11 is referring to the 7 buildings of the World Trade Center layout. The number 11 is referring to the 11 western states. The colors of this logo are green, orange, red, white. These are the colors of the flag of India. As shown on previous pages, the colors, shapes and names associated with flags are simple sigil magic markers, or good, bad luck charms, meant to work on the subconscious element within the human psyche, to create an illusory reality. Simply displaying these colors, shapes and names, pushes emotional buttons that cause us to respond as designed for the master egregore hypnotist. The color green equals yellow and blue equals holy water. The color orange equals red and yellow equals holy blood. The color red equals the sacrifice of blood. The color white equals cleansing and purity. As stated on a previous page, Muhammad rode his magic horse Al-Buraq from Mecca to the Al-Aqsa Mosque, which means the farthest mosque. This has been shown previously to be a subliminal, meaning the state of Alaska, which is located exactly 180 degrees from Mecca. Alaska is therefore an Islamic mosque, or in normal speak, an Iceland mosque, and is the symbolic location where the melting global ice caps will come pouring through the Bering Strait into the Pacific Ocean. When the 7-Eleven chain began in 1927, they went by the name of Totem, with the obvious suggestion being that the name was derived from the fact that people tote their groceries home upon purchase. Some of these early stores, however, displayed actual Alaskan totem poles out front as a symbol to connect the name Totem to toting the groceries home. What was hidden, subliminally, was that the word totem equals 2tu equals 2 t's and m equals or double cross me equals me double cross, and establishes the suggestion of the double cross octagon of sun god worship in connection with the Alaska Mosque and the watery flood that's meant to spring from this location. Totem poles are also obelisk phallic symbols. Totem stores started in Dallas, Texas when an employee, Josie Thompson, a J name, of Southland Ice Company began selling milk, eggs and bread from an ice dock. The original location was an improvised storefront at this ice manufacturing plant owned by John Jefferson Green, 3 J names. By 1999, the Southland Corporation changed their name to 7-Eleven Incorporated. The subliminals within this name Totem, the use of Alaskan totem poles, originating on an ice dock, selling milk, eggs and bread, created a powerful subliminal suggestion that was perpetuated 7 days a week for more than 7 decades before they changed their legal name from Southland Corporation to 7-Eleven Incorporated. Study the 7-Eleven logo carefully. The white inverted pyramid is a cup. This is a cup of white ice, symbolic of 7-Eleven's original roots on the ice stock. The red and orange within that cup of ice symbolize fire and therefore, melting. The melting creates the green, holy water all around the cup of ice. Just below the logo, I've added the words referring to Muhammad riding his magic horse Al-Buraq to Al-Aqsa. In the Quran, this magic horse ride also included a further journey, called the night journey to the seventh heaven. The 7-Eleven store chain has many different arrangements with its franchise dealers. One notable arrangement is one with about 100 stores in Oklahoma, where the owner Jim Brown, a J&B name, has independent stores that do not sell nachos and hot dogs, but do have their own bakery. That bakery is called Seventh Heaven. These particular stores do not sell the Slurpee, but do sell the icy drink. Yet again, more symbolic suggestion that has established our reality. 7-Eleven is now a subsidiary of 7&I Holdings of Japan, since 2005. 7th Heaven, a big gulp of control. One very interesting aspect of the 7-Eleven chain is their product called the Slurpee. This is a half-frozen ice drink. When considering the World Trade Center building layout, the basement of the WTC was called the bathtub, and a wall, called the Slurry Wall, was built to hold back the Hudson River to keep the bathtub from being flooded. However, the Slurry Wall developed some cracks, and some flooding did occur after the attack. The term Slurpee and the word slurry are related through sound and word shape, creating a subliminal suggestion that has assisted in establishing our illusory reality. This is yet again, the illusory reality they want us to experience. Another product that defies even 3D logic is the Big Gulp. Now here's a perfect example of testing to see how deep the trance state has developed, and if need be, take the masses even deeper. The Big Gulp is a B and G word. This labels it as being connected to the Boaz and Jachin pillars of sacrifice associated with the Hebrew temple. These pillars were the columns of cleansing, filled with the holy water, green, or Holy Spirit, column the dove, that will come to cleanse the world. This is the function and purpose of this little product called the Big Gulp. Anything, whether a person, place, or thing, that starts with the initials B and or J or G, will be used for this subliminal purpose. Here are some numbers surrounding this insidious product, and the sizes that it can be purchased in. They sell it by the ounce. Ounce equals Oz, 20. Oz equals 8 on the second clock face, 32. Oz equals 8 on the third clock face, 44. Oz equals 8 on the fourth clock face, 64. Oz equals 4 on the sixth clock face, equals or 8 by 8, or 6 plus 4 equals 10, or 4 plus 6 equals 10. Quickie Mart, Simpsons and Springfield. On the TV show, The Simpsons, a convenience store called the Quickie Mart is patterned after the 7-Eleven. Once again, an example of one subliminal supporting another. The Quickie Mart is run by an Indian chap called Apu. The word Quickie Mart also suggests having sex, as in a quickie, or fast sex. When the Ma or Sea floods the west coast of the 11 western states, it will be likened to quick sex, as suggested by the term Quickie Marty. This is also reinforced with the biblical passage, referring to the time of the Lord's judgment. They were eating and drinking, marrying and giving in marriage, and knew not, till the flood came and took them all away. In other words, it came quickly, when they were marrying, or having sex. Yet another interesting oddity about the Simpsons program, is that it takes place in Springfield. The name of this city repeats itself extensively throughout the USA. WHY? No one seems to know. Except now, it's a major hypnotic suggestion, establishing the illusion of water coming up from the ground beneath. Keep this name in mind, as Springfield, Illinois will be introduced lower down this page. The photograph below is just one 7-Eleven store used in a promotional campaign spoofing the Simpsons TV show spoof of 7-Eleven stores. The Simpsons TV show and the 7-Eleven chain are linked subliminally to assist in creating the coming cataclysm. It should also be noted that Matt Groening, creator of The Simpsons, is a high-ranking Freemason. Quickie Mart equals 7-Eleven, Circle of Death stores. Other convenience stores similar to 7-Eleven include the Circle K, or Circle of Death chain of convenience stores. K is the 11th letter symbolizing kill. Originally, Circle K was called K's Food Stores, when Fred Herbie purchased 3 K's, KKK, food stores and changed the name to Circle K. This is the message extended within this name and function of these stores, the Circle of Death. Always remember, this is sinister hypnotic misdirection, completely unknown to the people running these stores, and to the creators of the franchise. Alimentation Couch Start, Winkin and Blinkin, another corporate convenience store giant, is Alimentation Couch Start of Laval, Quebec. They sport a logo displaying a red OWL who likes to wink. Their name Alimentation Couch Start means goes to bed late in French. This transference of human-like qualities to an animal is called anthropomorphism. This elevates the animal, or object, to human status. In other words, this is just another form of creating an animal, human god, as was done in Egypt, where the bodies of humans would be combined with the body or head of a snake, goat, crocodile, etc. Ancient Egypt also worshipped the OWL Mulch, who is today revered in Bohemian Grove, 80 miles north of San Francisco, by the elite leaders of the world. Interestingly, 7-Eleven started in the West as well, in Dallas, Texas. Circle K started in El Paso, Texas. None of this is without subliminal purpose. This anthropomorphism, God-making, is also performed by Disney with all their cartoon characters, that we teach our children to worship as soon as they can blink. Max Milk Stores. Max stores were originally called Max Milk Stores. The message being established here conjures up the image of the mother and the child. Our whole culture becomes defined by these seemingly innocent business ventures that lull us to sleep as part of the Luciferian master plan. The Mac's store in Western Canada also uses the OWL logo. Couch-tard might mean goes to bed late in French. But in good old English, those letters speak couch-tard, as in crap you have sitting on your couch. What the hell is this OWL winking about? He has one eye open. One eye equals money. And I've never seen a red OWL. The color red equals blood equals gold equals ritual. The Mac's signs previously used the red and white on a yellow gold background and now have adopted the green, holy water, background, or a solid blue background. Circle K, or sunkus, as it's called in Japan. Sunkus. How much more obvious does it have to get? Thirstbuster, Big Gulp, Slurpee. And then there's the icy machines with their flavored ice drinks. 30,000 icy machines sell 300 million ices per year. McDonald's, Subway and Burger King sell ices in their Walmart locations. All of this adds up to a master plan. Furthermore, it becomes more evident why we have vending machines dispensing all sorts of subliminal messages such as Coca-Cola, or pronounced another way, Coca-Cola, or soaked from the sun. Yet again, Coca-Cola is Coca-Cola, or KKK, with a nice friendly white wavy script. Then there's the Pepsi, the Egyptian god Pepe, with their round red and blue ball logo with the white stripe running through it. There's definitely a theme going on here. Not only have the secret society types created the automobile industry, and the fast food industry, now you can see their fingerprints all over the convenience store industry, with all their Donald Rumsfeld sweeteners, such as aspartame, and tons of other chemically laden foods to drive our illusory little minds in countless golden mean circles of confusion. This is the world we live in, and it's a lie, with an agenda, and we've uncovered it. Everything in our modern, fast-paced societies all have the same subliminal message: death, flood, fire, control, and all the suggestions are hidden in full view in our everyday working and leisure environments. What this all boils down to is, we are living in an illusion, and we, humanity, are the biggest illusion within the illusion. We are the ones who destroy our freedom and liberty and commit self-imprisonment by responding to the subliminals broadcast by these Luciferian whack jobs. We respond by consuming their chemicals, sugar, fat, and processed crap, then wonder why our illusory bodies are sick, tired, or hypertensioned, or hyperactive, helpless but to react to every suggestion they throw our way. These Luciferian elite are the ones running the world. Their thinking process created the illusory world and our illusory form. And now, just before the whole illusory agenda is about to bring about its much longed-for illusory cataclysm, they throttled fast food restaurants and convenience stores selling bullshit to completely destroy our ability to perceive reality. We have literally been drugged with chemicals and poisons we call food. Many of those who haven't succumbed to these poisons have succumbed to the health food movement and the accompanying astrological, numerological, esoteric spiritism New Age thought process that goes hand in hand with the environmental green movement lunacy and the arrogance that accompanies this mindset. The elite puppets who have created these gigantic corporations with all their plastic-wrapped garbage are the same folks who are peddling the global warming scam which they attribute to CO2 gases. However, it's the puppet elite that create the massive factories, that create the machinery, that create the garbage, that create the conjured-up necessity for a recycling program. Even though it takes more energy to recycle than it does to throw garbage away. Barring aluminum cans. They've created the mess, created the response through subliminal advertising and hypnotic suggestion, then delivered to us the fix, to make it all better. In other words, they've made us believe this is all real and worth saving. They've made us believe that our three-dimensional lives are real and that our purpose in life is to maintain the three-dimensional existence at any cost. This is the veil of deceit that keeps us separated and disconnected from reality, and in turn creates the sickness, despair, war and the illusion of death. The subliminals keep repeating themselves. The Luciferian agenda is so completely obvious. So now, we just continued to watch and wait. We are all okay, but their agenda is to cause us to believe that we are, who we believe we are, this thing called humanity, and in reality, we have no real connection to humanity in the least. We are the weapon used against us, to destroy and disconnect us from our wisdom. Why haven't all the gurus in the world, throughout all of this illusory history, told us this? Simply because none of them knew. Islam, praying to God 5 times a day. Western culture, coffee breaks 5 times a day. The pyramids of Egypt, Khufu, Kaffa, Menkaure, contain the subliminal coffee equals ifak equals fuck the name of God. In Islamic tradition, the faithful stop 5 times a day, face Mecca, and pray to God. The God of regeneration, reproduction and eternal life, which is to say, they pray to fuck. In Western culture, being so much more aware, and supposedly a culture with no such religious traditions as praying to God 5 times a day, we are duped into being the most religious-oriented society on the face of the planet. We've created cartoon gods that we force our children to worship, and yet we smirk at the simplistic hieroglyphics on Egyptian tomb walls. The simplicity of the hieroglyphic drawings, combined with the pictures and objects themselves, portrayed as being holy, seems to amuse us. Incidentally, Mel Blanc, the voice of Bugs Bunny, Barney Rubble and the Flintstones, Porky Pig, Elmer Fudd, and over 50 other voices, was a Freemason. Bud Abbott, from the Abbott and Costello duo, was also a Freemason. The Egyptian sun god rituals implanted by these wizards of ritualistic lunacy has taken our focus and attention away from wisdom and nailed it right to the cross of hypnosis. Then, instead of stopping our day to say, we're going to pray to the god of reproduction and regeneration, we just say, it's time for a coffee break. We'll do this religiously, at regular intervals, to get a little pick-me-up, a shot of caffeine, a shot of God, to help us get through the day. In the Muslim world, coffee houses have existed in Mecca since 1512, which is almost 500 years. In these coffee houses shisha, where we get the word shisha equals ashish equals hashish, shisha is a powdered tobacco smoked through a hookah, water pipe is offered to the patrons. Cannabis, hashish, or dried fruit can also be smoked through this pipe. The hookah originated in India, and is now widely used throughout the Middle East. The Western tradition of having a coffee break and having a smoke is what the Islamic religion is really all about, and the prayer breaks are just a literal smoke screen hiding the real desire to have a coffee break and a smoke. The Western world is therefore already Islamic in their religious worship and function. The implementation of this religion is being introduced under the guise of the environmental green movement, that everyone throughout the world will accept. Here's a simple link-up of some of the subliminals. Nothing needs to change, except to maybe have a symbolic one world high priest, president who was born in the Upper Nile region of, say, Kenya, who is half black and half white and can unite the world as one, who will ride on his magic horse Barack, from Chicago, to LA, on Route 66, passing right through the center of Oklahoma and Seventh Heaven Bakery land. Then just barely touching the southeast corner of Kansas, Oz, before crossing the four-corner cross states of New Mexico and Arizona and finally arriving to Judge LA. Then judgment will come down like orders from San Francisco, where Barack the Lion, Lincoln, sits waiting for the Messiah to come busting through the Golden Gate, who will, in revenge, make a sacrificial offering of those that pierced and sacrificed him. Roller 7 and 11, dice, death ice, dies, graps. On the chart below, the 7-Eleven logo has the World Trade Center building layout and the Western 11 states overlaid. Some interesting details are shown once again, relating information as to how the agenda is to proceed. Once again, Yellowstone, Holy Stone is pivotal in that the red and orange strokes extend from the Stone of Judgment. Red and orange signifying the volcanic seismic activity. The red stroke is broken and the word 11 is inserted at the horizontal border of the four-corner state cross. 11 is the number of death. The orange stroke almost covers the entire state of Oregon, Orion, and the volcanic mountainous regions of this state. The bottom edge of the orange stroke lies exactly on the north border of California, Nevada and Utah. This is exactly the same as when the golden mean was overlaid on these states. The red box that forms the bottom of the number 7 lies directly over the area of Phoenix, Las Vegas, and Southern California, the area of devastation and blood. The phoenix will rise from the ashes and God will be judging Los Angeles. The name 7-Eleven refers to the 7 buildings of the WTC, which are themselves the 7 hills of Rome. There are 11 western states, and the name 7-Eleven is meant to symbolize this. The name Big Gulp is meant to symbolize the cleansing of the world with the big global warming flood. This symbolism is present as well in the Japanese name for Circle K, which is Sunkus, even though the cover story is that Sunkus is a combination of Sun Kids and Us Sun Kids Us.